Meet Serena, your virtual companion for emotional support. The ultimate safe space to discuss your thoughts, your fears, and the ups and downs of daily life. Start your free trial today at serena.chat.
I, f30, just found out my boyfriend, m34, of 3 years has a 10-year-old son. I met my boyfriend on OkCupid. He hates when I tell people that. His profile said that he had kids. I was new to the app, so I was responding to most people that messaged me out of courtesy. I asked him about that section. He said that when he started using the app he had accidentally entered that in and he couldn't change it. Sus, I know, but I didn't know if you could or not. A couple months later, after seeing each other almost daily, just not on weekends because he was hanging out with friends, I introduced him to a friend of mine. This friend likes to stir the pot. She can be very intrusive, but she also means well. She kept forgetting his name and then went straight to asking him how many kids he had. I don't remember asking her to ask him that. I had asked him when we met and he said no, so I believed him. After that question, I could tell he was upset. After hanging out with my friend, my boyfriend asked me if I had asked her to ask him that. I didn't. Why wouldn't I just ask myself? We got in a huge fight about it because he didn't believe me. Fast forward to Father's Day 2022. By this time, we had moved in with me. We had been living together for almost a year. He frequently went to visit his friends, and even sometimes spent the night at his friends, but being a college student and working full-time, I had gotten accustomed to him leaving and used that time to study, clean and me time. We would argue because I worked really hard to clear out my weekends so we could hang out. He came home that Father's Day weekend with a paper bag. We had gotten in a fight that day because it was my first Father's Day without my father, passed away in 2021, and I wanted to spend it with my BF. He said he was busy and had been gone for the whole weekend. We have a bed with drawers underneath. I was cleaning and I saw it. I was curious what was in it. Since he would bring fun stuff home, sometimes like games for the Switch, trading card and collectibles, I looked in the bag and I found an arts and crafts project that a kid made. I went through the pages and it was clearly describing my BF. My heart sank. How was it possible that this man could hide a whole ass human from me? I felt stupid. I felt blindsided. I was angry, so I messaged him and was super snarky and said something like, "Happy Father's Day to you, a father." He called me and instantly made me the bad guy. I get it, I shouldn't be going through anyone's belonging, but I'm sorry. What? He said he was leaving and didn't want anything to do with me. We ended up not breaking up because he said someone's kid gave that to him. I was still confused, because that meant that he still had a relationship with this child. He said he felt hurt that I didn't believe him. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Fast forward to now. His uncle has recently been sick and in the hospital. Before a couple days ago I had not yet met anyone in his family except for his half-sister. I know, I'm probably dumb for not questioning it. I offered to go with him to the hospital to show support. I didn't know who would be there, but I assumed I'd be sitting in a waiting room anyways since his uncle is in the ICU. I met the mom, the cousin, a godmother and some of their acquaintances. I was being introduced as his GF, wife, and as he put it, his main squeeze. I thought it was funny. There was moment his mom and I sat together and talked about how we hadn't met. She said, "Well, he is pretty distant from us. Even when, name of kid, was born. He hardly lets us see him." And I was like, wait, what? I recognized the name from the project. I asked her to clarify, because I wasn't sure what we were talking about at this point. She spilled the beans. I felt like I was going to pass out or throw up. She apologized for telling me something he maybe hadn't told me yet. We went home and tried to talk about. He said he felt like a failure as a man and as a father. I feel a little hurt because during our relationship I've made it know I'd like to start a family soon after we get married. We're not engaged, but we do talk about it. I love this man, but this made me rethink so many things. He said that he knows that his absence affects me. I was always hoping we could spend more time together, and I realized it will probably never change. He often will say how he doesn't want babies because then I'll just take them away from him, which I never understood why he said that until now. I see his side of this whole thing, but I also don't know if I'm wrong for being confused about this. I want a family. He basically said his kid comes first. I get that, but not something someone wants to hear. I could just be a freaking adult and accept it or not. Am I being immature? To top it off, my mind is cruel and now wants to compare myself to his hot chemist BM, and I'm like I'm just a cubby girl that's studying accounting that might not go anywhere. I'm super crushed. Are the flags big enough? Get out. You do not know this man. This is absolute madness. Get out. Today. Get some therapy to help you figure out why you're still in this relationship at all. A lot is missing here. Have you not pieced together he's staying with his baby mama on those weekends with his son because you haven't addressed that? This seems to be more than just the child involved. He disappears overnights and now you know he's not with friends. Many reasons to leave. 1. He's a liar. 2. He's a dirty damn liar. 3. He lies. 4. He doesn't tell the truth. 5. He speaks mistruths. You deserve better than this, and I feel like you know deep down that you can't trust him. But he's convinced you to stay so many times that you don't trust your gut anymore. Trust it. The feeling you have right now, is that something you want to ever feel again? I, f25, told my boyfriend, m27, he has a small d. My boyfriend and I have been together for 2 years. Recently, he told me I scammed him because I looked better in college. To provide some background, I used to be quite slim, weighing 47 kilograms at 5 feet 0 inches tall. I was actively involved in sports, regularly cycling long distances, and maintaining a fit physique with a C-cup bust. However, after earning my degree in architecture, my hormones went haywire, and within 4 months, I gained 7 kilograms because of PCOS. Even 3 years later, I haven't been able to shed the extra weight despite dieting. I'm also the type who typically wears just lip tint and mascara. Back to the issue, he has repeatedly made comments about how I used to look better or that I would look better if I were taller or slimmer. He's even mentioned that I have a large head. Whenever I've tried to express how this makes me feel, he dismisses it by saying, "I'm just joking," and tries to comfort me with hugs and kisses. Honestly, I'm at a loss for how to feel. I've accepted that I have broad shoulders, look somewhat masculine, and have a bust size that doesn't quite match my height and body. I have slim legs but a proportionate rear end. I used to be fine with all of this until he kept bringing it up, and now I feel insecure. I question why he's with me if he finds me unattractive. Am I not pretty enough? Not womanly enough? Why can't he accept me as I am now and stop dwelling on the past? I've never made him feel insecure about his weight, even though he's become quite overweight for his height. In a moment of frustration, I retaliated and said calmly, "You got small dick and you're gaining too much weight to the point where your DCK ain't visible anymore, plus you ain't that handsome anyway, so work on it." Now, I'm feeling a mix of regret and relief. I'm not in the right state of mind because I'm still angry about the situation. Can anyone offer advice on what I should do? Edit. He came back and asked if I am cheating on him and on why I said those if I didn't cheat on him. Like IDK if he's trying to manipulate me or he just lacks self-awareness. Edit 2. I couldn't stand it anymore, so I initiated the conversation and confronted him about everything when everything was calm. I explained how it's all connected and how it made me feel insecure. Well, not extremely insecure, but rather sad to have your own partner attack you. Many of your comments made me realize that I also have a fault, which is that I didn't set any boundaries. I kept tolerating and providing reasons for what he did. There were also many great comments validating my body type. Reading all these comments made me realize that I should stand up and set my boundaries. First, I told him honestly how I feel bad for myself for stooping to his level and that he won because he manipulated me successfully. I told him I couldn't imagine having a relationship like this when I get older, and that our relationship has been emotionally draining for me, so I finally ended our relationship. It's probably time since he can't see my worth no matter what. Honestly, I feel numb and don't know if I'll regret this or not, but I know I am not happy anymore. It's just sad how much love, commitment, and patience I can give, yet it can't be reciprocated. I grew up deprived of affection, so probably one of the reasons why I accept the bare minimum, but this is a lesson learned for me. Of course, it's going to be hard, and I do hope I can find the courage to move on and also learn how to say no. Probably not the best thing to say if you want to try and keep the relationship alive. But I can understand why you did it and it's probably for the best you get out of this toxic relationship. Combined with your previous post, I commend you for standing up for yourself. These hurtful actions of his, are you honestly willing to look past it? Does he have positive qualities that are enough to offset this? They would have to be bloody good. I'm saying this with all the love. Drop him. Everyone can understand that insulting you, mocking your body, your shape, your head, whatever, it's all bad. You shouldn't have to tell him that insults are hurtful. It's not difficult to understand. No one is this stupid, and it's not a joke. It's just insults. And now you retaliated and you feel bad about it and about yourself, and he only upgraded to calling you a cheater. This man doesn't love you, he just wants you small and insecure. Drop the bastard. You need to have your bar higher than, he has been insulting my appearance for 2 years but he's maybe just joking. He will never recover from this. But he had it coming. My 24M, GF, 24F, shared a bed with 2 other guy friends on a trip. Here's what happened. My girlfriend went on a trip to meet her 2 male friends. They have been friends for a long time and they know about our relationship and stuff. I was also chill because she hasn't seen them in a long time and she was excited. Why would I make a scene? Then after she came back I came to know that she was sleeping on the same bed with those 2 guys. She had shared rooms with them before but I don't think it was the same bed. This time it was the same bed. That made me feel bad but I didn't say anything because I know those guys won't have any dirty mindset and all, but still I feel like she shouldn't have done that, especially now cause we are together. Then I thought, how would she react if she came to know I slept with 2 of my girlfriends, assume. But I don't know what will happen. That might piss her off inside, but outside to me I don't think she will say anything. Don't know. But this whole thing feels weird. It's not like she didn't have any other place to stay. She had enough time to book hotels and she booked this 1-bed apartment beforehand like it's okay. And she hasn't told me about this until I asked after the trip. Should I be feeling bad, or is this me being possessive or something and I should just ignore? But I don't mind her hanging out with guys. Feels like the bed thing went a bit too far for me. I wanted to get some opinion before I tell her directly about my feelings. Are you chill with your GF boyfriend sharing a bed with other guys, girls? How would your GF boyfriend react if you shared a bed with 2 girls, guys? Edit. Sorry, can't reply to all of you. To people who are saying I also slept with other people, wrong English from my part. I haven't done anything like that. I was just saying, what if there was something like that? Anyways, like you said, it might be a new boundary that I have discovered. Anyways, we'll talk to her about all my feelings, which I should. We'll keep you guys updated. Thanks for all the replies and sorry again that I can't reply individually. To people saying it's fake, I wished it was. Also I am naive. This is my first relationship. It started a year back. Maybe I got too chill and thought these were chill too, plus I am not worried if they had a sexual relationship because that wouldn't have happened. I know nothing like that happened, 99.9% sure. 0.1 cuz I was not there. My concern is that if it's okay for your partner to share their bed. Nothing more. Edit 2 talked with her. I asked her how she would feel if I did the same. She said it's all right. Then I said, what if it was your husband and he did this, to which she replied she wouldn't be okay. So she also realized that it was not the right thing to do and should have informed me and apologized. Cleared a lot of fog from my mind, but I still need some to get over it and told her this. Tell her, don't sweep aside your feeling on this matter. I will be upset if my wife or girlfriend did this and I found out from a third party. She should have communicated this to you before leaving on this trip, but she chose to hide it from you. Knowing it would upset you, there should be open transparency in a relationship. Your girl got spit roasted, bro. 2 guy friends, same room, same bed, you weren't there. She had a threesome. I would have problems if my girlfriend shared a bed with her male friends. I would break up with her. Come on, that's bullshit. If you go on a trip with 2 friends, you never ever book a 1-bedroom apartment. You only book 1-bedroom apartment if you have no budget or you want to be in bed with 3 persons all together. Save your dignity and spare yourself from debating things that should be a matter of course. Break up and move on. Am I, f32, overreacting to my husband's, m38, lie? Last weekend, I went on a girls' weekend with 2 friends. We are all in our 30s. Nothing crazy, at the beach, a few drinks, no one did anything stupid. My husband stayed home. We do not have kids. We've been together for 6 years. He and I naturally text and talk a lot during the day, so we were chatting the whole time I was gone. Saturday morning during the trip, I was on the phone with him. He told me he was getting an oil change and some work done with his car. He later told me he went home and just hung out all night. Last night he pulled a bag of edibles out. This kind of shocked me because we really don't do any kind of drugs. I asked where he got these and he said he got them while I was gone. This means he had to drive the next state over as it is not legal here, which is honestly not far away at all, but does indicate he made a real effort to do this. He didn't tell me about it because he thought I'd be mad. He is correct, I would have been upset with him having edibles. This is mostly related to him being addicted to oxy in his 20s, and thank God he was able to overcome it and has not his issues since. But I don't like having anything to do with any kind of drugs. I can probably count on one hand how many times I have tried weed. It's just not worth it in my opinion, especially for him, and that it's also still illegal here. However, my biggest issue is that he lied, or I should say lied by omission, and hid this all week. He doesn't think it's a lie at all. I'm really upset by this. I think he lied to me and hid something from me, and you just don't do that in a marriage. And it bothers me he was so comfortable doing it. Now I feel like I would never know if this is his first time hiding something from me or if this is just the most recent. We talked about me potentially taking a job that involves a lot of traveling. Now I just think, what else would he lie or hide about? I feel like he doesn't have any remorse or guilt about it at all. I would be the complete opposite if I was hiding something from my husband, right? What are your thoughts? Is this a big deal or am I overreacting? Too long did not read. Husband bought edibles and didn't tell me and hid it for a week. Is it a lie and something I should take seriously? About seeing a pattern, it's pretty hard to spot unless you know to look for it. In my experience, someone who doesn't think lying by omission is really lying. It is a very useful tool. I will never know how often he left things out. The deception, if not technically lying, ruined the trust in our relationship. It wasn't just what he did that was an issue, but that when I realized the deceptions were daily. After I left him, I concluded that the deception must have been really enjoyable for him. There's no need to do anything drastic, but please start paying attention because, unfortunately, trusting people are easily fooled. Actually, I hope I'm wrong. I agree with you. It wouldn't be about the weed for me, as much as not being open and honest about what he was doing. You say you're in contact throughout the day, but he left out a huge part of what he was up to. I'd feel weird about that too. Has he explained why he needed the edibles? There might be more issues than you know. As a former pill head myself, if he is hiding shit from you like that, it 9/10 isn't a good outcome. I wouldn't worry much about the lying or hiding. If you find out other things and see a pattern, that's different. It seems that you guys have a different mindset about edibles and he's scared to talk to you about it. He probably doesn't see it as a big deal and you're obviously very concerned. No way I could know why he is scared to talk to you about his opinion on edibles now, but he is. The main thing is he knows you guys disagree about edibles and he'd rather avoid that and do them than discuss with you. If I had to guess, his mindset is they're fine and he is assuming you will be against him doing it, no discussion. So it's going to be an impasse of they're okay and they're not okay, and he wanted to avoid that situation.